What's going on, everybody? It's Mike here from Ace Garage. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're back with episode number 3 on this FK8 Spoon Sport catalog build. On the last episode, we're able to put half the engine back together, and hopefully on today's episode we can finish that up. So without further ado, let's get right to it. A quick recap for the last episode. We finished up with the downpipe, spoon, thermostat, spoon, clutch line. We got the spoon throttle body, PRL pipe over here. And also we finished up with this titanium inlet turbocharged pipe over here. First thing on the list, we have the factory radiator and also our Spoon Sports radiator. And all of these factory components should swap directly over to the Spoon Sports radiator. So let's get right to it.
Alright, so now we have the Spoon aluminum radiator here, and everything from the factory one that Mike already took off is going to line right up on here. Fans, hoses, sensors. So really it's just swapping it over and installing it. These things are plug and play, and even like our coil rad that we did on the Integra, it's the same thing. This looks similar quality, and we also have some P2R hoses, silicone hoses. Very nice, reinforced. We have upper and lower. We're going to slap those on there as well. Should go 1, 2, 3.
Just finished off the spoon radiator. Next up, we have the PRL upgraded intercoolers along with the piping kit.
Yeah, this one we've installed a similar kit on David's car, but it wasn't black. It was the raw billet. This one's still billet, but the whole thing, I don't know if it's creek coat. I think it might be a creek coat. It's powder coat?
Powder coat, yeah.
Yeah, so that's on there.
It's nice finish.
We're going to be reusing this piece that goes onto the intercooler. We have a replacement pipe for here, and then we have the part that goes up to the turbo. We're going to reuse the factory one too. So we just got to swap that pipe over. This goes on here, and this will match up to our charge pipe that's already installed. So let's go ahead and start mounting things onto here, and then we'll get it fitted on the car.
So the intercooler and the radiator is all done. Next up, John's gonna build up the battery tray.
Yeah, we got to put the battery tray in. It's in a few different pieces, so we're going to go ahead and start bolting it in and see how the battery is going to mount to it. That has its own mount as well.
All right, so we got the anti-gravity battery.
Anti-gravity battery. The wild thing is I don't know what the exact weight is. I'm sure we could look it up and tell you guys real quick. Mike may even put it right below here. But this thing is silly light. And it actually, if the battery goes dead, has a secondary capacitor inside of it to recharge the battery so that you can start it if you're in an interesting situation. And it's absolutely awesome. I really like it. I don't know the specs on it, but like I said, I'm sure we can look that up on it. But it's super nice, super lightweight. I would say more than 75% weight savings over the factory.
I think it weighed like 2.5 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like with the case and the whole thing. I'd say right around there. We have our PRL inlet pipe that Mike installed the other day. We just had to modify this to fit here. This is part of the PRL intake. We had to cut it, modify it, because this inlet's so much bigger than the intake that we had on here for this. This one bolted up to the stock pipe. But so far, it looks pretty good to me. This is all mocked up. I think we're gonna go ahead and check our fuel system, make sure we have no leaks. Maybe do a start on it before we purge out the cooling system and bleed it. This is gonna be a dry run in case we gotta take anything back apart and we have a leak. It's always good to double check and go back over things before you're 100% done. Last thing you want to do is have your car all done, start it up, realize you got to loose clamp way the heck down here. So we're going to go ahead and do a dry start on it right now and see how everything goes. So far it's been going pretty good.
And one thing before we can start up the car, we actually have to put the sensors in.
I mean, you don't have to, but it helps.
All right, so before the startup, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a fuel prime, and John's over there under the hood making sure everything is all good. Fire extinguisher.
Hey man, I'm almost ready for this. Let's get some power in here.
All right, let's check it out. So I'm just gonna turn the key on, so that will turn on the electric pump in the tank and start pumping fuel through the front, so. How are we looking so far, John?
So far, so good. Do it, cycle a few more.
Oh, I hear the pump running in the back, so.
Looks good. Go for it.
She's alive and well.
Sounds good to me, man.
All right, so I'm gonna start up one more time, just making sure everything's okay. Ooh. Let's go ahead and go to the engine and see how it sounds, John.
So, also guys, keep in mind that we have upgraded injectors. We have a aftermarket turbo, even though it is a Spoon turbo, and all of this is on a stock computer right now. So the car may not be completely happy. It sounds like it's trying to find its idle and everything along those lines. So when we do go ahead and install the Hondata and get a tune in here, it will help a lot of that drivability issues and idling. But as of right now, we have no issues with any fuel leaks, which is awesome. We also don't even have coolant in the motor right now as well. We're just starting up to do our checks. So far so good. I mean, everything looks good. We have to put a couple hose clamps on in a few places and just tidy up a few things. But for now, looking pretty good. And to be quite honest, we can't really button everything up here because we still need the bumper to go on before we can put everything back together. And I think we're waiting on a coolant reservoir tank as well. That's something I didn't talk about. We are going to go with a radium expansion tank. Yes. I think it's gonna look really nice, but again, just like everything else in the world, everything's on back order. So, yeah. But I think that's probably it for now. Next up, we're gonna upload the Hondata software. I think do we have a base map for that? We do. Right, we do. Cool. So yeah, but so far it sounds nice. Now we got everything up and running. Next up, let's go ahead and update the Hondata software, or I should say install the Hondata software to the, what is it, a K-Pro? That's what it's called? It's Flash Pro Manager. Flash Pro, okay. What are we doing right now? I'm just downloading the software to the computer, and then we'll be able to connect the car to the computer, upload the fuel pump unlock key, and we'll probably just install one of their base map calibrations to run their fuel pump setup with all the bolt-ons until he can go get it tuned. So yeah, because once we have that, now the car's going to run a little bit better than what it is now. Yeah, it'll run at least how it should be, a little more proper with the Hondata fuel systems installed. So instead of just running whatever base map you got installed already. And we're gonna go ahead and plug up the Flash Pro to the DLC right here. All right, I need you plugged it in? Yep, now you got a cable here. TJ's gonna attach that to the laptop. Key on, 1, 2.
guys, that is all there is to it. The software has been uploaded. Next up, let's go ahead and finish up the rest of the stuff under the engine bay. And guys, just like that, we are all done here with all the upgrades under the hood, a new Honda fuel system, and also a new base map. This car is running so much better than a stock ECU. Now, later on in this series, we will take you guys to the dyno and get this car properly too. Now, the next episode, we'll take you to the body shop with Brian. He gonna show you guys step by step how we prepare these bumpers and the mirrors and get them all painted. You guys don't want to miss. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and also follow us on our social media pages, both Facebook and Instagram at Acura Honda Classic. And we're gonna wrap this video up. My name is Mike, on behalf of AC Garage. Thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you guys next week.